I mean, he loses at least 50 feet just because of this.
Hey, I'm Jonathan. Welcome. In this video, Tomas Ekström will go through some of the form videos that you guys sent in. Very briefly, these are not facts, just merely trying to correct the issues that were shown in those videos that Tomas picked out. And the videos themselves are examples of what was shown in a lot of the other videos. The intention is to try to help out as many of you as possible.
First off, Benjamin Sågfors from Sweden. Let's go. All right, he starts out pretty good. One step forward, blah, blah, blah. Then it should be like 90 degrees. A little bit, it's okay with the foot. And then we have the cross step, and then now you can see that his bum is facing towards the target, actually, a little bit too much. And that causes the hips to be a bit too far back. He's actually stepping away from the line, which is his throwing line or aim line or whatever we can call it. If you compare his shoulders with his hips, you can see they are almost not twisted at all. And that means that he will kind of make a rounding with his arm. Instead of pulling the disc, he's kind of just twisting his whole body around, which causes him to throw a lot less long. When it's also when he's throwing on an uneven surface, doing it like this will cause he probably gonna have some balance issues, because if it's an uneven surface right now, it's very easy to have a back weight, or the weight is going to be on the back foot, and he can almost like fall over to the right. Here you can see that his right foot is almost leaning a lot, and that tells me that he's almost off balance. The last foot, instead of ending up here, it should be down here. That will cause the hips to be more straight against the target, and that will gain more power and more accurate throws. He will be in more balance, be more like I showed you in an earlier movie, the
wall.
The wall, you're walking against the wall pretty much. That will help your hips going more in the direction you want to aim or throw.
Use the wall, Benjamin.
Yes.
Next up, Germund Östby.
Yeah, it's a pretty common. I don't think German have played a lot. I mean, I don't think he have played like 10 years. Because this is a pretty common beginner kind of drive. When we are looked at some movies, you have to pull the disc from way back. You should turn away with your head, because most beginners, when they're starting playing, they are looking at the target all the time, and then they can't twist their shoulders and they will lose a lot. They will pretty much just throw with their arm. Okay, so let's take it a little bit slower. All right, so you can see his twisting pretty much from this first step, or you can see his left foot is okay. Now it starts to twist, and with the wall I was talking about with you, Jonathan, you can see his shoulders is constantly moving around. They will never stop, and his face is already here. It's not facing the target at all. So he's kind of blind. Turning. The bum is facing pretty much to the target, which causes his, I have to stop. My forward motion has to stop, because otherwise when he's, taking his last step, he will kind of fall over. So now he's just stopping his forward motion. And now he's in a good, kind of a good position. I would say that he's a bit too much away from the target, especially with his hips. and his body is actually in front of his disc, so he can't pull the disc like a pull, because if he pulls the disc now, he will pull it into his chest. The body reacts, okay, you can't pull it now, so you have to pull it away from the body. The disc will actually go to the left just because of his body is in his way. How should we fix this? First off, when you're here, you should still have your face forward. Then you take now you should kind of freeze your hips and just walk the wall. He's way back, because he's kind of walking backwards into the throw, and that's why his weight shift is also a bit too, what should I say, behind. So when he actually releases the disc, you can see he's kind of in the center of his body. He's not fully on his right foot. Last step should be almost like a complete stop, and then you transfer your body weight up to that last step or that leg. So it's a couple of things, but I think the best tip I can give him is actually stop walking backwards.
Then Tomas, we have Jake Markovic.
Jake Markovic. All right, let's see it. All right, so this is a standstill. This is something I teach pretty much on every beginner. You should have it's easier to start with a standstill, especially because a lot of people would like to throw a hyzer shot as a beginner from the get-go, and it's easier to just focus on one thing when you're starting to practice. And if you're standing still, it's easier to just focus on the pull. Jake is actually doing something it's called an air bounce. This kind of pull is kind of correct. It's pretty, level to the ground. When he actually is throwing, you can see he's leaning down, and the disc is tilted like this. And then he kind of follows that line around like this. So when he releases this, it's going uphill pretty much. And the disc just wants to stall out. So you will lose a lot of distance throwing like that. He should focus on pretty much standing close to a hockey rink or something, really close, so you can actually, pull the disc straight, level to the ground, like he's doing when he's aiming, but he's not doing it when he's throwing.
Then we have Kyle Humphrey.
Kyle Humphrey.
Yes.
All right, let's go, Kyle. If you start from the beginning here, the hips are pretty good, and the shoulders are, that's good. But then look at his hand. Now it's straight with his lower arm, the disc, the angle. But then something happens. As you can see, the lower arm and the disc is off axis. This is an off axis torque, and of course, as you can see, the disc is actually pretty much stalling from the get-go. It just wants to, I'm gonna catch a lot of air under the disc, and this will, he loses at least 50 feet just because of this. Probably because of the grip. I can't see the grip from here, but I'm pretty sure that this is a power grip. If you're using a power grip, which is completely fine, then you should always think about, I have to, dip the nose a little bit and keep it like that.
Then we have Linea Ronsten.
So this is a slow motion movie. Pretty good, actually. The steps are okay. I think the biggest, it's not a problem, but I think you can gain more power just doing it like this. As you can see now, is the reach or the pull should happen here. But instead of kind of leaning over and pulling the disc, into the kind of power pocket, and you can actually see that this, joint, the elbow, should be almost like 90 degrees when it's kind of going across your chest. But Linea is, doesn't really pull the disc. It's more like she's turning her shoulders, and so the disc can't really go further or faster, than her shoulders is turning. You should actually double up from the speed you can actually turn your shoulders with doing it like this. Then you will have a lot more speed into the disc. If I'm just gonna tell you that, Linea, okay, just pull the disc, then you will pull the disc to the right almost immediately, every time. So you should actually start practicing this almost with a standstill and from this kind of position, and then kind of thinking that, okay, I'm just gonna pull the disc in front of my chest. So you don't just go a full run up and just try to pull it, because I'm pretty sure your timing will be quite off, and you will probably pull it to the right of your, you will right on the fairway.
So now we have John Talbert.
All right, John.
Yes.
I believe he's from North America. Just a wild guess.
Yes, might be so.
Let's go. Also in slow-mo. Oh, this is a powerful guy. Wow. I wish I had that power. Okay, the run-up is good. He's kind of a jumper, so the cross step is more like a jump instead of walking or running the steps. That's, it could cause, the jumping could cause some timing issues if you don't practice a lot. That's kind of the thing, because you don't have any good tempo. You can't do this on a slope, for example. So that could cause some timing issues. But it's very powerful, and he's keeping his, speed into the throw. But one thing is pretty easy to see here. Look at his shoulders. They're kind of facing still forward, pretty much. And even if I go like this, so even in the reach back, he doesn't move his shoulders a lot. If this left shoulder could be up here, he will gain a lot. This will also, I believe, make the timing a little better, because if you can see in this slow-mo, you have so much force into this shot, so you're actually taking off yourself. This force should be in the disc. You're actually elevating yourself. And I think if you're actually, releasing your shoulders a little bit more, this timing will be a little bit different, and you won't have as much force forward as you have right now. Because this is a tell, okay? You're flying, man. Oh, I wish I would be this young. Another thing we can look at is, okay, this is the plant. You're planting your right foot, and this should be the stop, so you actually can bring that motion into your shot. But if we make a center line of your body here, you can see that your face and your shoulder is to the right of your center axis. Your body weight is too much on the front foot before you even throw the disc. But I think that is because of the shoulders. So if you practice and turning your shoulders more, your head will be on the other side of the axis, and you will take that your forward momentum into the shot instead of just jumping it away like you do in the end here. It takes a lot of power to jump like that. So start with the shoulders and go from there.
So, Jamie Jean.
Jamie Jean.
Yes.
All right. First off, you can see that you're actually facing away from the target. Now you're off the target with your head or your eyesight. You should keep your eyes on the target until pretty much you have made your cross step. Another thing is that your shoulders are facing forward way too much, and you can see on your left hand it's almost like you're grabbing onto yourself. That causes the shoulder here to kind of move against yourself. I mean, it's a kind of okay, but I still think that you can actually move your shoulders a little bit more away from the target, be a little bit more loose in your upper part of your body, and then you should actually, from this position, pull the disc. Now you can see that this is like, I don't know how much angle it is. It's more like 25 degrees angle. It could be up to 90 or even more. So when you're actually pulling the disc, it should be almost like 90 degrees. So try to stand still and pull the disc and see if you can almost throw as far as you do with a run-up. I believe you can, and if you do that, you can add the run-up later on when you know how it feels to pull it. And think about that left arm. Try to grab it on the side instead of right here, because then it's kind of in your way. All right.
Snack. We would like to say thank you to everyone that sent in a video. There was a lot of you guys that did. If you liked this video, please give it some love. And if you like this sort of content and this sort of video, let us know.
Yes.
Goodbye.